see live people. I see dead people.
Hello everybody watching. You are watching another episode of Savcast, and we are going to be looking at our final game in the best of 3 series between RoxkisBratOk, the yellow Terran spawning in the top right position here on RoxkisBratOk, against MouzMana, the red Protoss spawning in the bottom left cross positions we have here. This is going to be the final game in the best of 3 in the ESL Daily Motion Cup Group D, where everyone has to play against each other. If you haven't watched the previous 2 games, do go and watch them, though I'm sure as you can deduce with basic mathematical principles that we are in the final game, so that must mean that we are 1-all, but do go back and watch those other 2 games if you so desire. They are on my channel. In the previous game, if you haven't seen it, I'm going to spoil it. BratOk won to level the series with a really nice 3 racks Ghost Rush to really damage Mana's fast expand build. Though he wasn't managed to take out the Nexus, he killed quite a few probes and took out the majority of Mana's army and almost took the Nexus down. That would have been GG right there, but Mana did a good job of stabilizing and trying to come back, but BratOk just kept well ahead, taking a fast third, and had some better upgrades. So that was just a really nice game from BratOk. Some really nice Terran play. I appreciate that as a Terran player, definitely. But it'll be interesting to see how these guys go. I have a feeling this could be quite a macro game. Cross positions on Shakuras. It tends to go that way unless anyone does some cheesy rushes early on. I do have a nice big glass of water and some Haribo to my housemate's Haribo. I've stolen from him. Don't let him know. To guide me through this game, just in case it is a long one. I was a little bit tired, so I have already casted 2 pretty decent games already, so my throat is a little bit dry, so I apologise if I end up coughing or sputtering or choking on water day 9 style. That's just unfortunate. We do see Mana getting off a very early scout, getting lucky, going cross positions first. It's not always a cross position map as we saw in the TLO game. Go and watch game 3 of TLO cast if you haven't seen that. There's a bit of drama about whether it was cross positions or not, but this is not always forced cross position spawns. We do see the probe being driven out by the Marine, and then I think we will start seeing the tech from BratOk. Always better to hide it from the initial scout if you can. Gas has gone down, so we're not seeing any sort of gasless expand build. Very standard for Mana as well, just the 1 gas. Oh, he's putting out the 2nd gas, so we could see some interesting tech, although 22 is not too unusual for a 2nd gas for a Protoss player. If he's going for a sentry expand, you do need that extra gas for the very gas-intensive sentry units. And we do see an early factory going down for BratOk, so it looks like we could be seeing a 1-1-1 build, or maybe a similar build to the factory 2 racks he tried with the Hellions in the first game on Tal'Darim, which didn't quite work out for him. But the CSV is going to get into Mana's base, and he is going to be able to see everything. He does see the 2nd gas, so he knows that this is either going to be a sort of sentry expand or maybe some tech. But I think, as it is a macro game, it's sort of big macro map, he'll be feeling that this is going to be a sort of sentry expand build, and we do see a sentry popping out from MouzMana, who's just got up a little splitey just from being able to chrono boost probes, and the fact that Protoss units cost more supply. Mana does just have a probe sitting out here, sees that there is no expansion going down, so he must be thinking that this is some 1 base play, bit of tech play coming from BratOk. The Marines do come back in and clear up that scout up. He's putting a bunker down. That is a massive tell that there is some tech going on. And I think you might be seeing some Banshees going down as there is a tech lab on the factory. I'm not sure I like the positioning of this bunker. I feel like you want it a bit close to the ramp. And maybe try and wall it in, otherwise it's pretty easy with Stalkers who are pretty resilient to Marine fire to sort of just run by and go into your probe line. Then you've only got 4 Marines. He is actually moving the factory over to put on some pressure, not to put on some pressure, to wall off that gap just a little bit. And we do actually see just a probe. We do see some units, just a sentry and a zealot and a sentry pushing out, and it looks like we will see an expansion going down for Mana, and we do see that happening. Mana just checking with the probe, seeing if there weren't any sort of hidden expansions. That's very clever, sensible play, as you you always want to make sure you have the correct read on your opponent and that you're facing the same number of bases as you think you are. You see the Banshee coming out with Cloak, and a bit of pressure definitely coming on from Mana. I think he sees a little bit of an opening, and with this number of sentries he's going to be able to force field that bunker and stop it from being repaired, which could be tough for BratOk, and he's not going to see it coming. He's sending his Banshee out of his base, and he's going to need to return that pretty quickly. His more units being warped in from this proxy pylon in a nice position by Mana, and this is going to be pretty tough for BratOk to hold, I really feel he's going to push up this ramp before too long, and he is. There goes the Guardian Shield that's going to really help out, and he's just got 6 Marines and a bunker, and that bunker is going to get targeted down very quickly. Only the Zealot goes down. That's what it was meant to do. It was meant to be there to hold off, and force fields do go down. The SCVs are being pulled off, but they're going to have to retreat because of this great force fields by MouzMana, and this is not too good. The SCV building planted is not going to get picked off. But this is some great early pressure from Mana. It's not going to put him too behind, and BratOk is not minding right now. He's just got mules, and these SCVs are going to have to get us around. But Mana actually using the ramp to his advantage. He's using BratOk's choke as his own choke, and that factory might go down too. And this is just some lovely pressure play. But that Cloaked Banshee is going to start finishing this all up. All the sentries go down, and that's not what Mana wants. Those sentries are expensive gas units, and they pay them for themselves so much the longer they go into the game. And only just now in his robotics is 3/4 done, so at the moment he has no detection, so that Cloaked Banshee saved the day for BratOk. He had the timing just about right. He is producing another one, and this could be tough for Mana, as there is actually another Cloaked Banshee in his base, which is denying the probes in his natural expansion, which he had just transferred. So actually things are more even than I suspect in this game, although an observer is halfway done, and BratOk is going to have to run away and keep those Banshees alive. But no, now the sentries are pushing in. Non-stop action in this game. The sentries are pushing in again, trying to snipe the Banshees. He needs to cloak that Banshee. He needs to cloak that Banshee. He's not going to cloak it. Actually, he has enough units to be able to hold off with the Hellion out as well, and the Marines. But wow, non-stop action so far in this game at the beginning. Is that Banshee going to... Oh, he does. Oh, that was really not too good from BratOk. He does have another Banshee though, and he is desperately trying to get his national expansion up. I think he's just going to be able to deal with Stalkers, but that sounds great Stalker micro from Mana. Is he going to be able to pick off another Banshee? He doesn't quite manage it, but I think that these 2 Stalkers will be able to clear up the rest of BratOk's units there. In the meantime, Mana hasn't returned these probes just yet. But wow, there's going to be a Reaper, in fact, sweeping in, maybe just getting off a bit of a scout. And Mana is continuing to pressure the front for BratOk. I think he's going to have to pull off SCVs again, as the one Marauder is not going to be too good against 3 Stalkers. I think that factory is going to go down. 4 Stalkers now. Mana continuing to push his advantage at the moment, and not letting BratOk rest at all. This is some really nice play from MouzMana, but the 2 Banshees here, although other Stalkers are going to pick them up. No, nice micro from BratOk, and wow, I am out of breath already, and we are 10 minutes into this brilliant TvP so far. Mana just non-stop with the gateway pressure, warping in with the proxy pylon, and BratOk, only his Cloaked Banshees are holding, letting him stay in the game so far, but there is going to be a second observer coming out on the field, and BratOk is 6 workers behind, but with the mules he's able to pump out. It's kind of even. That's not as... Sorry, I didn't mean to do that with the math. It's kind of even. He isn't as far behind as you might think, though he does need to get this expansion landed very soon, and then he'll be able to double mule and double SCV and start to catch up. But wow, what an opening so far. I really like that gateway pressure from Mana. He just sort of stormed up the ramp and then force-fielded off and used the choke to his advantage, so the SCVs weren't able to get us around. That was some really nice, just sort of game sense, star sense we call it sometimes. I really like that. But now BratOk is going to be swinging in with 3 Banshees with Cloak, but the Observer and Stalkers are right there, so this will be a bit of a trap from Mana. I don't think it's going to go too well, and BratOk is going to have to run away as soon as he sees that they are able to... Yeah, he's just not going to be able to get in there at all. But he does have 3 Banshees, and he is producing a Raven, so he might start being able to snipe Observers. When he can do that, that's really good, because of course Observers are produced from the robotics, and that is where the big Protoss units, the Immortals and Colossi, come from. So the more Observers you can snipe and force him to reproduce those, the more you delay Colossi production, which is what you need to do as a Terran player. But we do see Mana has gone for Stargate tech, not going to be going for Robo Bay too quickly, and he's going to be pumping out some Phoenixes to be able to do with this threat from the Banshees, and the Banshees are seeing if they can swing in one more time. They do. Cloak, and he might be able to get some kills right now. 1 kill, 2, 3, 4. They do kill pros so quickly. 5 kills so far, and a Stalker's going to go down, and the Observer is there, so these Banshees are going to have to get out of there. They take so much damage. With the Phoenix there actually as well, and the Observer, I don't think any of these Banshees are going to escape. The Phoenix is so quick, and the Observer is not exactly slow either, and they do all go down, and that is a big loss of BratOk. That was his map presence there, and that has just gone. The Mana can really feel far more comfortable about pushing out into the map now, and I think Braddock might feel a bit of pressure on his front, although he does have a decent number of Marauders out now, so those Stalkers are not going to be too effective. Also, with 2 Ravens, he's going to be able to lay down a huge number of PDDs, and that's really going to soak up some of the Stalker fire.